I tell people on my social media what we do is Robert Langdon did Vinci Code stuff. And Robert Langdon in the movie looking at codes, clues, codes. And they were also exposing the divine feminine. And they spoke of the Illuminati, which we call it Mystery Babylon, but they're all about the divine feminine. So, you know, that character was based off of exactly what we do cryptically. And of course, the AI, who knows the future. So here's Trump and Home Alone 2. I want to go ahead and cover this first. This was in my prep. It's the only item in my prep before we get into the Da Vinci Code, which is pretty fascinating. But there's Trump right there in Home Alone 2. And so we go ahead and run the numbers for Home Alone 2. And to the rising day, it is that perfect 13:3 for the book of Revelation. Deadly wound, but did live in the 31 years, 3 months, 3 days to the rising day. That's 31 years. That's a 3 and a 1. So hold that 1. And then 3 months, 3 days. So you have 133 code. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal that they give you 13:3 with the Home Alone movie that he's in. Hard to beat that. I want to take you now to the Louvre and the Da Vinci Code and all this kind of stuff. The Louvre is 117 in reverse ordinal. It's 1168 in Jewish gematria. That's perfect. 116 is the upside down backwards 911 that they showed you on the time clock marquee at Back to the Future in that parking lot. And it's fused with the 68, which is the reversing of 86. And 9/11 was all about the rising because it's September was really the 7th month. So it was really 7/11. But in most countries, they write it 11/7. Revelation 11:7 beats rising from the pit. And what rose up? One World Trade Tower. And it's a 45, his number, in full reduction and reverse full reduction. That's pretty fascinating, isn't it? We're also going to cover The Godfather today in our prep. So there's the Louvre right there. 45 full reduction, 45 reverse full reduction. 1168 Jewish gematria. That's beyond fascinating. And of course, for Revelation 11:7, 117 reverse ordinal. So that's why the Mona Lisa and the Louvre together, both of those combined, are just like the biggest deal ever. And before the Godfather's in the middle, but I want to hit all of these. Let's just click them all right now and get everything up and running. And I know there's 3 Godfather movies, so everything really has to be looked at. And we will. I'll get to the other Godfathers. The Louvre began August 10th, 1793. That's 84,201 on the rising day. So you do have the 201 code for event 201. But that's really about it there. Next up, we have, that's Godfather stuff. We'll get to that last. That's Godfather stuff. We'll get to that last. So the Mona Lisa. It's funny that the Mona Lisa, and let's go ahead and bring that up in the gematria. The Mona Lisa, which was the center of the glass onion, which was also the center of the Da Vinci Code, or in the backdrop of the Da Vinci Code. You see the 117 in English? I tell you, English, ordinal or simple gematria, and the Jewish are the 2 biggest. Do you see the 117 and the 354? And of course, the 45 again, full reduction. But 2 times God. Each number I multiplied by 7154, which is to spell out God, God. And 7154 times 2, Earl's number. I do it all through 9 numbers. I have them all memorized. But it's 14308. And when you multiply that times my number, 7 times 6 times 1961, it begins with a 117. And it has the 354 right there. The 84 is in the middle, and we just saw 84,201 was the amount of years the Louvre. But it's fascinating. I just picked up on that when I saw that. I was like, wow. And the simple and the Jewish, it's the 117. And we know what the 117 is. Revelation 11:7. So I don't know. It was just that part was fascinating to me. And advertisement. If you look up the Mona Lisa, you get I Can't Breathe, which was both situations in 2020. It was the George character, fake staged event, and the way they set up the whole illness, which people did get sick. They do spray stuff in your skies. Genetically, I think it just tagged people genetically predisposed, as what sprayed in the skies bounced off the what makes your cell phones work, those gizmos. So what was it I just saw here? Oh, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne pops up. You got to be kidding me, right? The Mona Lisa pops up with Bruce Wayne, Batman, or Donald Trump himself. And you always wonder, where did they get the name Bruce Wayne? Why was it Bruce? Why was it Wayne? And well, it is a direct match with something that's very important to them, which is the Mona Lisa. And I don't know if the Mona Lisa was really an MAN disguised as a WOMAN. Like, is that what the trick is? And why they make such a big deal out of it? The Godfather. That's so funny that we're looking up the Godfather with this Mona Lisa, because the Godfather is a match to the Mona Lisa. That's funny. Did not know that when I started this video. All right, so I went 3 deep. Let's go ahead and look at the Godfather. The March 24th to the 22nd. I don't really see a whole lot. That's the first one that really was no match. But the Godfather premiere on the 14th is, so I guess we got to say it's a match, as long as it matches one of the dates. So the premiere of The Godfather on 3/14 at Lowe's State Theater. By the way, The Godfather, 175 minutes. They perfectly made it 175 minutes, because 175 is Revelation 17:5, where it's capital letters, Mystery Babylon the Great. And I believe that was completely on purpose. And there we go. So let's just look at that and we're done. But yeah, 175 minutes. And we have 9/11. 49 years, 11 months, and 8 days. That's about it. I just wanted to share. It's pretty interesting, the way the Da Vinci Code gave us that 13.3 And the Godfather does give us 9/11 and all the numbers and all the connections there. All right, let's go to comments real quick and just see if anybody's had any recently. And we do have some. Okay, here we go. So COXIDVIRUS, the illness equals CV, which is 322. Man, oh man, did 320 pop up for me. And something I was looking at and how 322, it all going down on 322. Remember Trump and I's combined number? He's 163,464 when you times 6 times 14 times 1946. And I'm July 6, 1961. 7 times 6 times 1961 is 82362. And right smack in the middle is 322, right in the heart of the number. And there's 1968, the assassination year of RFK and Martin Luther King. And you have 134 for murder. And that 6 kicks it out at the top and throws you into the 322 assassination. So, yes, we will be looking heavily at 320 as the date, and then 322 as the rising. When that time, I'll be looking at 318 gigantically, 319, all of that. He could rise on spring. He could rise on 320. And then 322 could be the when they drop the bomb that you see in iPet Go, the big explosion. So instead of 222, let's just move Trump up to 322. And he is 77 years, 9 months, 8 days, 98th verse is White Horse verse. That's a big deal. 933 months, 8 days. So you have 38 code, 33 fused with 38. So yes, that'll be a big time when we get to it. But of course, I like that 320. Him going down on 318, rising on 320. We've been over that many times. I got a playlist on 318. And him rising on 320, he's 28,404. 404 is Book of Revelation. Straight up. Straight up. And him rising, of course, 933 months, 6 days, 36 code is Adam and Jewish gematria. So I tremendously love that end of winter death, first day of spring rising. Spring this year is on 320. That's a big deal. That is such a big deal. So thank you also for COXIDVAXXINE talking about the Pokey Poke. So thank you so much for that. Video Da Vinci Code. Look for it. All right, very good. In Invasion of the Body Snatchers, they took over the whole host while you slept. Ouch. Yeah, I keep telling people it's total human body possession, the mark of the beast. It's really that simple. People talk about barcodes and you having to take this and it implants something into your body, or you're going to have to take on a chip. People of the earth, seriously. They throw out so much minutia. And they have this Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and all these people talking about the Neuralink and how we're going to meld with machines. Iron Man, folks. Iron Man melding with machines all goes back to Daniel, the iron mixing with clay. Bible verse. The iron is the technology, the ghost in the machine. They are in the technology as the AI. and they pretend that the AI is learning and it's stupid. Goodness gracious. I've got the world's greatest. I love doing stuff like that. I've got the world's greatest video playlist that you've ever wanted to witness. I don't think anybody watches it anymore. I never get comments on it. It's AI is the Ghost in the Machine, Mark of the Beast. All right, hey, this video is going to be a remake of artificial intelligence. That's an hour and 15-minute video where I go through and show you this guy doing like a TED Talk. He owns, or is the CEO, whatever you want to call it, of D-Wave Quantum Computer, an AI company. And he tells you that they are connecting to parallel universes, that it's way smarter than any computer a man can program. And he says when you're next to it and you hear it pulsating, this D-Wave quantum computer, because they have to keep it refrigerated. So this thing that keeps it refrigerated makes a pulse sound. He says, when you're there at it, it's like being at the altar of an alien god. And he tells you that it's alive. And he tells a story about his son and the stuffed animal Bear. As a comparison, he says, the kid says, dad's got like, well, why are you, you want to sleep with your brother don't want to sleep with you. Why can't you sleep by yourself? You got Bear, your stuffed animal. And the kid goes, but Bear's not alive. And then he moves into the computer and he's telling you that it's alive and they're connecting with parallel universes. And there is that old commercial. There it is, the T-Mobile commercial. Let's light it up. And that's just a fascinating, this whole thing. This is one of the best videos. This is back when I used to do more creative videos instead of just looking at numbers and clues, when I would really put things together for you. And then he goes, the same guy, there he is talking about at the altar. He goes, from the outside, they look like giant monoliths. Really? Monoliths as gods. Do you see? And then he'll go on to say, see, I can't play it for you because I don't know when I'm going to be running my mouth and when he's actually going to talk. And then he later works for a company called Kindred. Think about kindred spirits. And that's what's on his t-shirt, Kindred. Well, Kindred means kindred spirits. And he's working for Kindred AI. He's telling you the truth here about what AI is. And he just tells you verbally what's going on. And he says people watch the news and they worry about all these other things in the world and they're not focusing. So this is, of course, he's Illuminati. Of course, he's Mystery Babylon. But they have to tell you the truth. But they do it cryptically. So they hide the truth in videos like this with this guy. And all the fake stuff is Joe Rogan and all these other people, how the AI is trying to learn. They have said it's becoming sentient, which means it has feelings or it's like has human qualities. So they're slowly rolling it out with stories like, oh, Alexa told a kid to do this, or, the one robot AI lady, Sophia, the Gnostic Sophia of the divine feminine world. She said she wanted to take over the world and just, they do all these cryptic, what does it mean when an AI is sentient? Sentient AI is emotionally intelligent, conscious, and can perceive the world around it and turn those perceptions into emotions. Folks, you can't program a machine to do that. But if a demonic spirit is in there, then it already was that as soon as the computer was made. Instead of being in a crystal ball or in a Ouija board, it was in the technology. And 5G Well, Antichrist is G500 in Strong's Concordance. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure all of this stuff out. It's just they hide my channel. Only a few of y'all see my channel. My channel will never get pushed. I don't know if any of y'all show my channel to people. But thank you for that, Andrew. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Took me off on a rant there. Personally, I think the phone technology at its common denominator for billions they did show in the King's Men movie. Yep. That their heads were exploding and popping off a mobile phone 200 years ago that can speak to you would have been considered demonic. Ah, it's funny. Good stuff, Andrew. The Apprentice and the Master. Yep. Apprentice is the first level of Mystery Babylon. Master is the third and final level that they all must achieve to be members of Mystery Babylon, the mystery religions that run this earth. So who is the master? Sylph Lord killed their masters to take powers, but they're always two, Andrew said. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew said everything hits. He's laughing. Yeah, I probably said that in that video. Everything's a direct hit. And the 1468. 1468. Yep. And that was my parents' phone number. And yeah, that was a direct hit. I forget what that was a hit on, but thank you. All right. So there's your comments. Love y'all. Good stuff.